Hello everyone and welcome back to Manor Lords, a medieval city strategy game where you get to kind of build a medieval city here and watch it prosper or burn epically to the ground. Hopefully we'll do the latter of the two. And in this episode, we're going to have to set up for a bandit raiding camp that is on the near very future. According to the game, it is about 1 year away, and we don't have a lot of time to set that up. So if taking out raiders is something that you're into, go ahead and leave this video a like and leave a comment down below. Okay, so with the raiders nearing and really only having 302 days to prepare for their attack, I got a few things that we have to get in order. I think getting weapons just built on our own, probably not going to happen. But we're gonna have to play this real slow. A lot of game pause because of the fact that we're just not ready for these guys. We are not even close to being ready for these guys. We barely have our retinue, which is 5 people out of 12. And I think I have enough to make 18 spear militia. Now, the big thing is going to be, we're going to have to figure out how to get our treasury up. And the only way I know to do that is bandit camps. So we're going to have to attack every bandit camp that we can come across, just so that we can probably buy a couple mercenaries. But 90 of my treasury, my poor. Oh, I suffer from the poor. So we're going to have to make sure that we get every bandit camp that comes up here. We're going to have to go after them hardcore. At the same time, we're gonna have to continue to build our city, making our populace very happy. And I have found a few new tricks that I would like to try out in our game. What's one of those new tricks that we just discovered? Well, it has to do with the marketplace. I found out that the marketplace has a storage of 50, and it can supply 1 firewood to every house every month. So as long as you have enough firewood in your firewood stall, and you have enough stalls to feed a populace of, let's say, 25, the firewood stall only needs 25 wood. Now, doubled, of course, for winter, which will be 50. So for every 25 houses, you need 1 firewood stall. The same thing goes for the market variety of food and of clothing. And clothing is not consumed. So once you make enough leather or shoes or linen, you don't have to make any more. It's never actually consumed. The only things that are consumed is the firewood and the food. With that knowledge, it really means that we could have a dedicated amount of people here just making all the veg. We could have a dense population here making eggs and hides if we need to. So what I'd really like to do is go in here and kind of mark out the space that I want the church on. And it's going to be a little difficult because we don't have all the materials to do said church. But what I'm thinking is I'll give myself a little bit of buffer space, and I'll kind of plan this out a little bit of how I want this church to be. There, I think it'll fit right there. And, oh, it's too steep to build on? Uh-oh. That is not good. Can the tavern fit? Yes. So it looks like the tavern will be going here. The church will probably be going on the other side. All right. So that'll be tavern. This will be the church. I think we would just probably prefer it right there. Perfect. That'll work. So this will be the church, and we'll mark that with like a C. Kind of a makeshift C, and then we'll put the tavern here, mark that with a T, and boom, now we know what we want. And we can actually shorten this down, I think, a little bit to get the tavern in there and get more populace in that spot. I think that'll still fit in there. Yeah, totally. All right, now let's make a very dense amount of population through these trees right here. Okay, so I've come to discover that this particular part of the hill right through here is not buildable. I cannot put any houses on this. I cannot put anything on this. It's just too steep overall to get any kind of building done here. It won't let me do it. And I don't know. We may move the marketplace like up here, but I really want those as close to that as I could possibly get it. That way the supply is there constantly. I think it's time to really unpause the game. I've had it pause this entire time, and we are going to play this sucker slow because we are going to need as much bandit camps as we possibly can. So any bandit camp that pops up here, and we are going to pay real close attention to what messages we receive, because the bandit camps can be just about anywhere. And I probably may even go ahead and rally my army right here. That way I could quickly get to anything before Baron von, Grumpy Face up here takes out anything else. Oh my, Waldebrand is being claimed. Okay, so our friend Mr. Grumpy Face is claiming this land. I think it's this one. Which one is it? Waldebrand. Yes, it is this land here. But I don't want him to claim it. And my troops are here. And it says that we can resolve the claim on the battlefield. I think we do it. Oh, okay. Whoa, war is declared. Okay. Where is the battlefield? Oh, way over there. It does not even in the same region, but okay, we'll send our troops that way. So hopefully it won't be too big of a battle. Maybe we can try out a few of our troop scenarios here and see how we can do against good old Grumpy Face. All right, so I think we'll put our troops right on the edge of the battlefield, right here in these trees. That way, we stay kind of hidden and we can jump out when we want to. I haven't seen Lord Grumpy Face's troops come in yet, so I don't know. I'm assuming they're going to be coming from his lands over here, but I don't see them anywhere. Does it say anything? Oh, enemy unit has been spotted. There we go. Oh my gosh. How does he have such a big army? He doesn't even have any cities here. He's just coming from off the map. He has 36 of the retinue guys and archers and dagger dudes. I'm gonna guess those are like swords. What are you? More dagger dudes? Oh man. This is going to be a massacre. What can I do? Where are my troops? Oop. Right there. Propose a change. Closed in early access. Use King's favors. Locked in early access. Surrender. Locked in early access. Oh boy. Oh boy. Lord Hildebort, my friend. What can we negotiate? We can end this squabble for a small payment, and I can make it worth your while if you drop your claims. No influence costs. Well, there's no cost, so let's see if we can use our natural charm to take him down. I mean, I could ask him for money, but I'd rather him just go away. So what does that do? I mean, our status is still winning. Oh, peace declared? My claims are non-negotiable. I may withdraw my claims for such a price. Maybe rhetoric? What is declaration? Your time has come. I don't really have any influence to give you, man. I got 250. I'm gonna need that for something, I'm sure. He said peace declared. Does that mean his guys are just gonna walk away? They are? Fantastic. Well, that was dangerous, but it did keep him also from grabbing that land, which I'm okay with, because I want all of the lands for myself. Well, I tell you what, we'll leave our troops like right here in the middle, so that if a bandit camp happens to come up, we'll still be able to run and go get it as quickly as possible. In the meantime, I have been doing some things here back at the home village. And one of the tricks that I learned is that you can tell only certain things to open up a marketplace by clicking on the allow marketplace stall setup. So if this is highlighted, then the hunting camp will set up its own market stall. The only ones I want to set up a stall are the granary and the storehouse. And that's it, because I want them to go and gather all the supplies, bring them back here so that it's closer to the marketplace that we have. So right now I've got them picking up all of the supplies from, the marketplace that we had here that I destroyed. And I'm having them gonna put their new marketplaces right here on this non-buildable land that we obviously made for ourselves. At the same time, I'm trying to make as many Burgage plots and upgrade them as fast as I possibly can, because more people equals more people in the granary and storehouse equals more people gathering supplies. One other thing I might think about doing is I'm going to probably move the woodcutter's lodge probably closer to the storehouse right up here. I don't mind if it eliminates all the trees from this area. That's not too big a deal. It's this area that has to stay protected. So that might be another change that we make, is bringing the woodcutter's lodge closer to the storehouse. Okay, so we're down past 200 days for the next raider attack, and I have not seen a single bandit camp come up. And I'm telling you right now, if we don't get a bandit camp soon to exploit them for money, we're going to be in a hard way when those guys come. Okay, but a couple of things that I've had to do to micromanage some things. I need another ox, like really bad, because one ox was just pretty much going around and collecting all of the wood. So I dedicated an ox here in the saw pit to get enough planks to sell to get enough money saved up for another ox. Now, I also need to build a church, and I don't have anybody in this trading post right now, but we have quite a few planks now, and we'll be able to sell a lot of those. We'll have to kind of micromanage that because my construction timber is 10, so I need to take those guys off the saw pit, have them chop down a few trees, take that livestock off again. It's like a whole song and dance. It's awful. But one thing that we are ready for is to put down our church. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of this road here, and then we're going to go ahead and put down our church and get it starting to be built. Now, it won't be built because of the fact that we don't have an ox to bring said logs to said church, but we can get it at least placed, and we will put a pause on this. Just want it there so that I know all the materials have been used and I don't have to think about it. Now, let's go ahead and take the ox off of here and let these guys go to work at the logging camp. Maybe just one. And I think I want to put an extra guy on the woodcutter's lodge, because it's just, I don't know if it's that we're not getting the materials here fast enough, but I think I want to put another person in the storehouse to go and gather up supplies. We did move the market. I don't remember if I had said that in the last segment, but we did move the market, and we are getting quite a few stalls in here. I'll probably have to do this again in a different kind of way, because we're going to need one clothing market, and we have 2 locations left in our thing. But as you can see, we are still a little rough on firewood and everything else. My big plan is I want to move the granary and the storehouse right here, real close. And maybe that'll help get supplies from here to there, and we can overpopulate these with people, and they can just run out and get all said supplies. Yeah, it's going to be real micromanaging, but I am getting kind of nervous as we are at 181 days left until the raiders get here. And like I said, haven't seen a bandit camp yet. Finally, our first bandit camp was sighted. We are going to make a hard press for these guys. Okay, now there's a good chance we very may lose this battle, but I'm gonna try really hard not to lose this battle. I'm gonna put my retinue guys right up front because they technically are the more powerful troops that I have. So here comes young man's own army. You know what? We might be able to use that to our advantage. Here's what we might do. We'll play this a little strategic. We will go around and let them attack him, and then we'll come around the back and steal all the goodies. So we'll have our troops go this way, and we'll let the bandit camp come after them and take out, you know, Lord Grumpy Face's troops instead of my own. How far away are they, though? I don't really see them anywhere anymore. Ah, there they are. They're not too far away. So yeah, we're gonna go hide out in these trees over here, and we'll just get ready to run straight for the bandit camp and steal all of the bandit camp stuff. Yes, yes, Lord Grumpy Pants will be upset. All right, troops, so here's the plan. We're gonna let Lord Grumpy Poopy Pants go in there and destroy all of the bandits for us, and then we are going to go in there and take the loot. And the loot you will return to me, your lord. I need it for my treasury, because you guys are expensive and needy, and I don't like it, but I have to do it because it's part of being a manor lord. I don't need to be influential, I just need to be rich. So Baron Von Grumpy Pants has aggroed the bandits, and so now is our opportunity to go ahead and take out their encampment. So we're gonna run our troops over there and try to steal the goods. And when I say run, I mean run, boyos, run. So we're gonna bring them up over here as quick as we possibly can. That way all of those bandits go and fight this guy, and he can have all the influence he wants. I just want the money, buddy. So as soon as we can, we're gonna run our troops across here as quickly as we possibly can, and we'll try our best to get those guys money. It appears that our spear militia are much faster than our retinue, so we're glad that they have gotten there first. So let's take the money. And a new message for us. Yes, please. When searching through the enemy's belongings, you find a stash of goods. They could be sent to your people who surely need them, though it is your right to keep it. This belongs to my treasury now. Wonderful. That is exactly what we wanted. Okay, so now we have 191. Oh, I feel much more comfortable about the raider attack. So we will still continue to have our troops stationed over here and take out any bandit camps that we possibly can that pop up still the same. And then we could send some of that money home so that we can get our second ox, because boy, oh boy, we are hurting without that second ox. I normally would have that second ox by now. And just to update you on some things that are going on in the city, I went ahead and put the storehouse here. I plan on building one of these at a time and populating it with as many people as I can to bring our goods that we have in our current location brought over as quickly as possible. So, like again, we did the same thing we did before with when we moved our marketplace. We just went to the advanced tab and limited their work area to right here so that there's no way that they'll do anything else except for go get these supplies and bring them back in before they get damaged. Okay, so I've been sitting here and watching my food supply go down, wondering what in the world is going on over here. I mean, we have been picking lots of berries, but I suddenly realized that we're not hunting as many wild animals as in the past. So I clicked on the hunting camp here, and I was trying to figure out why it is. Now, it gives you very limited amount of things that you can use to understand what's going on. Again, it's early access and we love it. But under people here, it does tell you like the people that are assigned to here. And what I noticed is that it's actually these people over here. So these are part of your citizenry, and if you don't disband them, they don't get to work. So they're just sitting out here being ready to do the things that needs to be done. But the thing is I need them to come back to the city and do their work. So I have to disband them, which means that anytime any bandit camp comes up, we're just going to have to make a mad sprint for it and keep letting Baron Grumpyface continue to take him down while we take the spoils of war, I guess. All right, so quite a bit of time has passed and we have about 19 days until the raiders get here. And I know from past experiences that the mercenaries, they come from all kinds of different corners of the map, but they also need payment every 45 days. So now is a good time as any to get those mercenaries. Now we're going to probably go with something along the lines of, I'm kind of feeling actually now, more that I think about it, the green caps here. So we're going to go ahead and sign that contract and we're going to bring those mercenaries all in to one location. And I think that's going to be right here. So where are they coming from? Where did it say? I can barely see it in the winter. So it appears that they're coming from right here. All right, so they're going to come across here. I have no idea where the raiders are going to be, but I want to try to put them in a central location, as well as I'm going to go ahead and collect our troops and tell them that they need to come to this same place as well. So we'll rally them to the edge of our region here, and then we'll make sure that everything kind of is done outside of our region if we can help it. Now, it very well could, they might populate over here and it'll totally screw me, but let's see what happens. We'll see where the raiders come from and then we'll go from there. Enemy unit spotted. Oh boy, where are they coming from? All the way over here? Well, it's a good thing that we posted up right where we did. Okay, so what we want to do here is probably try to coax them to right there. Now, a lot of our troops are a little bit on the fatigue side, but that's okay. The Marauders do really good when it comes to handling their own. So let's line these two guys up right on this road. That's what we'll do. We'll put all of these guys in a straight line because we want to let them die first. And then we'll put all of the arrows like so. And then we will probably put our retinue and our pikesmen right there in between the arrows, just in case they happen to get through. Okay, so this is the most nerve-wracking part. I have no idea if we are going to be able to survive these raiders with these guys, but we're going to try our best to hold our own with our troops and the rented troops. We actually may have to run out there and get them because it looks like they're just going to be coming along the side here. That's not good. We need to coax them towards us. So in all honesty, we need our best suited troops for running. It's going to be our own guys. That's not something that I want to do. So we're going to run them and try to kite them back this way. That's the only thing I can think to do. Hopefully that will work. All right, so we're getting really close and it does look like they turned to come at us. So that's good. Now, there was 3 of them. Hopefully, I thought I saw 3 of them when they first came in. But we're going to go ahead and kite these guys exactly where we want to go. Okay, so it looks like we were able to kite 2 of them all the way over here, but we did have to pay our guys again, and they had a payment that was a lot shorter than I remembered. So maybe that's something that's changed in the very recent patch that they had. So hopefully we can fend off these raiders here, and then we'll probably have to run and find those other guys, because I'm pretty sure they're hiding out in the woods over here somewhere, and they're probably making their way towards our town, and that's not going to be good. It looks like our archers are shooting them, getting them a little softened up until till we get there. Maybe we'll bring these guys over here just in case they try to get through. Nope, that's not happening. So we'll just let our spear guys kind of hang out here, and we'll advance all of our troops and try to take them out. Bring these guys to the side and attack from a flanking position. Kind of. I mean, I guess it's working. I can't really tell if we're winning. I mean, their numbers are going down and we're pushing. Oh, we broke one. So let's tell these guys to push forward, as well as these guys. Great, they're all broken. Now, one thing that did happen was there was a bandit camp that came available. I'm wondering if we just post some of our guys right up here and then steal that as we did before. I think that would be a really good option. So I think I want to take my retinue and bring them right to here. And then the rest of the troops, we're going to go and explore that forest and see if there is anything that we need to take care of that didn't get taken care of just now. And we are going to run as fast as we can. So I've searched through the majority of the forest here, and I don't see anybody coming at me through this part of the forest. Now, I've sent my spearmen back home to get back to work, and I honestly kind of want to go take on these bandits with these mercenaries. We still have them for another 16 days, and I think we can do it. I think we could probably take them on. So I'm going to send everybody in to take on that bandit camp as quickly as possible. Well, we didn't make it, but I tell you what, we're going to go ahead and send our guys in there on the quick. We'll go ahead and disband those guys so we don't make the mistake of having to pay for them. And we will go and claim this bandit camp a second time. Now, we did get influence, like a huge jump, actually. So I'm assuming that I probably took out all those bandits. I could have swore I saw 3 and not just 2. Now, what are we going to do with this money? Well, this time we're going to send it to our nearest town. And that's going to be our main town. And the reason is I don't really need it. And I believe that I won't have another bandit attack in a while. So I really want that money in my treasury for my regional wealth. And that's going to help out a lot. And the reason I say that is, well, we need some more oxen. We are just desperate on the ox. And I did buy one through my sales. So we have 2, but I would like a 3rd one. And that's why I got this hitching post under construction. We're going to up the priority to that as soon as possible. That way I can get more planks being made and get more money being made through the trading post. We have been selling quite a bit, but right now we only have 5 planks. And the reason probably is it's just not getting enough wood to our sawmill. I want to get that saw pit going and kind of producing a lot of planks. Now, the one thing about trade is that you can trade too much, and this will start going down. So we'll have to switch to something else, and probably would be stone. Unfortunately, stone does not net us as much money, but there really isn't anything else that we've got going on except for hides. We could probably sell a lot of hides, and that would be just fine. But I believe if you turn hides into leather, it gives you a lot more money, but it's a much more expensive trade route to open. But with that current wealth that we just got, I definitely want to do some stuff like increase our amount of vegetables, just because we are still struggling a bit on the food side of things. I also moved a woodcutter's lodge up here to be a lot closer, and I really don't care about a lot of these trees. So I'm kind of thinking we're just going to harvest all of the trees in this area and maybe even move another woodcutter's lodge or a logging camp up here and harvest this to get things closer to our town. All right, so now that we have no more fear of raiders coming after us, and we have quite a bit of food and fuel being produced, now it's really time to get into the city building side of things. So one of the things that I want to do, because we have 3 ox now, is I want to dedicate 1 to the salt pit, and I want to dedicate 1 to the logging camp. Now this means that we'll probably be chopping down these trees a lot faster than needs be, but what I can do is adjust the area to start cutting out this side of things. As long as we don't cut where the berries and the wild animals are, then we should be fine. And speaking of wild animals, we're going to go ahead and take this guy off there and add him to the berries, and we'll get that as our primary source of food and let this kind of restock its supply. We've dwindled it down pretty good over the winter, and I like to do that. It is a little micromanagey, but it allows you to harvest this during the winter so that you can, focus on feeding your people. As soon as a Burgage plot gets built, I am trying to immediately upgrade it to an expanded living space, and there's a reason for that. The more of these that you have as 2 people living in it, the actual less you need to supply to said houses. So if you look at your fuel here, even though it has 2 people living in it, it still only consumes 1, at least according to how I see it. So as long as you have enough fuel to supply all of your houses, then it doesn't matter how many people live there. And when you get into Burgage plot level 3s, an additional family is allowed to live there. Their just needs become greater. You have to supply more clothing and things of that nature. Now I did go ahead and build the tannery, but don't have anybody to populate it. So as soon as the tannery has a person that I can put in there and the church is built, then we could start upgrading these to a level 2 Burgage plot. And why do we want to do that? Not only does it take us to the next settlement level, it also gains us a coin. And that is where it's very important. The level 2 Burgage plots generate 1 coin's worth of regional wealth per family in each house. And again, we have 2 families in each house. So this Burgage plot, it'll net us 2 coins. Now, all of this is dependent on how the game exactly works. And I don't have all of the mechanics just quite yet. I mean, I still discover new mechanics every single time I play this game, such as when the armies are out, I didn't know that it stops them from producing or doing their jobs here. I mean, it makes sense. You're taking your people to go fight a war for you. Very, very dictator-like. All right, so now that food is kind of stable and firewood's stable and we've defeated the raiders, I think that this is a good start to kind of the real first part of the game. I really want to start expanding the city, getting more Burgage plots, getting them up to level 2, and even some level 3s if we can. We also need to get the church and the tavern built, because we put the church down a long time ago and never built it as of yet. As well as we need to start thinking about long-term food, such as our emmer, so we can get our bread going as well. Bread is one of the best ways to support the entire peasantry in this game, so far as I have seen. But if you would like to support, there's a link to Patreon down below. Support on Patreon gets you a credit at the end, and if I can, I'll name a character after you. You could also join us on Discord, where the link will also be in the description. I do love the Discord community, and I would gladly take any suggestions or tips and tricks that you may have. The link will also be in the description. So if you did enjoy, don't forget to like and subscribe, as it does help the channel out. Hit the notification bell so you can be alerted of any time any Manor Lords or any other content gets uploaded to the page. Click one of the buttons at the end of the screen to see what else we played, and don't forget to keep gaming for the love of games. Bye now.